Hi, everybody. Welcome to Van Solo. I am Danny. I have been a 27-year full-time RVer, and I've sold RVs, and I've had every single kind of RV out there. I've had Class A, Class B, Class C, fifth wheels, and trailers, and I don't think there's anything else left. So if you have any questions about any of those, give me a jingle on the chat box down there. And this is Lori. Lori's our certified RV tech. Just tell a little bit about your journey, Lori.
Well, thank you, Danny. I'm Lori. I currently have my own RV repair mobile service. Right now, we're in South Texas, in Padre Island, staying busy. Got certified earlier this year in Athens at NRVTA. Getting ready to take another certification under RVTI. That's a couple different institutes. Um, just been busy, been full time and off and on with my spouse. For the last 8, 9 years. That and four little animals, 2 dogs and 2 cats. So we stay pretty busy, enjoying it. We got into this a lifestyle just for fun, but I wanted to do my own repairs and stuff because we got tired of getting ripped off. So, uh, yeah, I don't know if that's ever happened to you, Danny, but I know it's happened to quite a few people.
It's happened to me. In fact, I've got a video coming up about different RV scams, and one of them is make sure you get a certified tech.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm also a certified inspector. A lot of people think, well, inspections aren't necessary. And one of the myths that you really need to understand is like those brand new RVs. People say, well, I don't need to inspect my brand new RV because those are the worst because that's the factory. And I'm not knocking any manufacturer or anything like that. It happens. Things are missed, or they're broken coming off the factory floor and stuff like that. So, you have your options. So not only do I repair RVs, I also inspect them. So it's a very interesting. I find a lot of different things. So
What's the weather like down there in Texas right now?
well, here today it got up in the 70s and it's dropped down to 66. So it's beautiful. Can't complain at all. Little windy. What about
Okay,
you?
this is our first time doing a live, so I'm trying to find how to get the chat down so I can see.
You're doing great. So
It doesn't exactly come up in the spot I thought it would.
yeah. Trial and error.
Trial and error, that's true. Okay. I think I have it. Just a minute. This is crazy. Okay. We got
Fake it
it.
until you make it, Danny. Fake it until you make it.
Fake it until I make it. Well, you know, it's learn and learn and learn with this YouTube stuff. I'm
It is.
I'm
Hard to believe we're already in daylight savings time here. It's crazy. I woke up today. It's like 11 o'clock. How did I sleep till 11 o'clock? I'm usually up early, and it's like, oh, okay, all right, I get it because I felt guilty. I like to sleep a day away.
uh well, so what we've done is we have gathered uh about, I don't even know how many questions. We've gathered questions out of the chats that we're going to do tonight. There we go. I'm switching this. Switching this. Um, we'll get there. Okay. And be sure to put any questions you have in the chat. We may not get to any of those tonight, but we will do another one of these, and we'll continue to do them. So we'll take questions out of the chat for the next time. And so this time we took them from the last previous videos we have. So we both have a list. Do you want me to just ask you the question and we'll see how that comes? All right.
That'll work. That's better.
Specific ones. What?
Yeah, that'll work. You go ahead and just ask them.
Okay. So when your RV is not being used for a certain amount of time, do you leave your jacks up or down?
Oh, that's personal preference. It depends on where you're storing it at. I personally, I just I don't put my jacks down every time, just my front landing gear, but I have a fifth wheel. But some people, if you're going to store it, over the winter and stuff like that, depending on what area you're at, if it's really windy and all that, go ahead and put your jacks down. But it's personal preference.
Also, if you're on something soft, like
Yep.
blacktop or something like that, you probably don't want to leave the jacks down on the blacktop because you'll sink into it.
Especially if it gets hot like it does here in Texas and in Arizona. It melts.
Yeah, that's true. It can really get hot. Let's see. Can I back up with sway bars on my trailer?
Well, people have been known to do it. You don't get a good angle, and sometimes it could get bind up. I know I made that mistake, and I messed up my my hitch. So I recommend that you don't, especially you have to do if you're really turning into a steep angle. If you're going straight back, you're less likely, you won't have an issue that way. But if you're turning anything, any sharp turns, I don't recommend it. Just take the time to go ahead, stop, pull off those sway bars. It prevents, because like I said, I personally, being a novice a few years ago in my travel trailer, it bound up the my bumper, my jack a little bit.
Well, and also I think it has to do with wheelbase too, because I had a big Class A and a little car, and I couldn't back that thing 3 feet without everything binding up. So
yeah, but I prefer not to. So
yeah, if you're stuck and you have to, I guess you have to. But yeah, unhook. So, question: when I bought my trailer, they sold me roof protection, paint protection, tire and wheel protection, and gap insurance. Should I keep all of these? It's a brand new RV or travel trailer.
Once again, that is your personal. I can't sit here and tell you, hey, go ahead and get rid of them. You're not going to need it, because that's once again a personal. Your gap actually has to do with your. I know for if car insurance, gap covers the difference in the price of a new RV, and once you drive it off the lot, it depreciates. That's just a personal preference. As far as the roofing, I always, if you can get that roof protection, keep it on as long as you can, because that has to be one of the biggest, spots, well, for water intrusion and those kind of things. As far as the paint, eh, once again, personal preference, but if I would have had those options when I bought mine, because how this colors and all that, so once again, I can't tell you yes or no, but outweigh the cost of what it might cost you if something was to happen, especially that roof. And the gap, and the gap goes away after a while anyway. At least from when I sold insurance on the RV, I used to work for Nationwide, and we sold the toys, and it only lasted a certain amount of time. So.
Well, also we did a video on extended warranties and things like that, and I'll link that down below in the description, and I'll also put it probably at the end of this video for people that play back. So, okay, let's see. So, I just retired and I'm thinking of buying a Class C somewhere in the 22 to 27 foot range. what kind of gas mileage can I realistically plan on getting with the V10?
Oh, well, I can't tell you that because it depends on how much you put in it. You know, there's the load, the amount of weight you got in there, and that includes you, your
If you're
pet.
towing a car,
If you're towing a car, do you have a gas or a diesel? What terrain you're going on? Are you going up the mountains or you're flat towing? So there's a variety. I mean, I pull a fifth wheel and I get 7 to 11 miles and I'm ecstatic, you know. Uh, and that's going through the mountains, but we tow pretty heavy though, because we have a lot of stuff. So honestly, it all depends on how much, you're going to be your personal goods, and if you're towing, if you're going to have water in there, or if your tanks are full. So it's all, look at 7 to 10 miles. What did you used to get, Danny? You said you've had them all. I know
I
I.
had my Class C was a V10, and I got anywhere from 10 to 14, depending on what I was hauling and what kind
Mhm,
of whether I was going uphill a lot. I always try to
mhm.
dump my water tanks and, in fact, all my tanks, gray and black and water, before I do any traveling. That always helps with the gas mileage. And then if I'm boondocking, I just fill up before I go out there. Or if I go into an RV park, that's not an issue. But yeah, don't travel with your tanks full if you want to
Yeah,
get good gas mileage.
yeah.
Okay, can I run the furnace for heat with a generator?
Well, if your generator's big enough to start that up, so yeah, you can. It just depends on how big of a wattage you have on your generator, because you can also run it on solar. So as long as you can buy a big enough one, yes, you can run it on there.
Okay, so people, if you like the information we're giving you, give us a thumbs up. We would really appreciate it. It helps with the algorithm. While you're there, you might as well subscribe and share and put some comments down below. So, next question, Lori. My camper is parked at the house, plugged into 110 with a surge protector. My heater turns on, heats up, but very little air pushes out of the interior vents. There is more hot air blowing out of the motor to the exterior. It's too hot to keep my hand there. What's the problem?
Sounds like you might have your ducting might have come loose. So you might need to go underneath it and check your ducting and make sure it's appropriate. So a lot of that looks like the dryer vent ducting. So maybe it came off, or you might
Oh,
have some people make a mistake and close off some of those vents, thinking that they're going to get more airflow in different parts. So make sure all of your air vents, your floor vents, aren't blocked.
oh, interesting. I didn't know that. See, learn something new every day. That's what we're here for.
Yes, it
Um,
is.
it says, I'm currently researching travel trailers. We're looking for something about 20-foot, easy to tow, and won't break the bank. Every time I find something I like, I start checking reviews, and are they all really as crappy as the reviews say?
Well, it depends on it depends. There are some models out there that you get what you pay for.
Yeah.
All right. So if you're only going to invest 5,000 to 10, 15, you're not going to get the aluminum body, frame, those things. Was it pre-COVID or COVID or after or post-COVID? Because if you're looking at the ones during COVID, those things were thrown together with whatever parts they could get. Um, so it depends,
I
what you want to
remember,
spend your money on.
yeah, I remember selling them. There were some RVs, good RVs will frame out the windows and all that kind of stuff before they
Mhm.
put that outer skin on. Some of them would just put a big skin over a frame and then cut the window out and stick a window in there, and that had no support at all.
Nope.
So, my best advice is every single, you can't go by the manufacturer so much
Yeah.
because they have different levels of quality. You have their cheapest thing that they sell, and that's the lowest quality, their low level.
Mhm.
They usually have an, a low to mid, then they have a
Mhm.
mid level, a mid to high, and then they have their high end. And that's, I'm not necessarily saying do the high end because I found that the next one down usually has all the features of the high end and all the same stuff because they buy it in quantity. And so
Mhm.
um, it may not have a thing here or there or something. Maybe the fabric on the curtains is different, but um, I usually recommend second from high end if you're looking
Yep.
for a bargain. But those buttons on the bottom, yes, they are.
They're usually a wood frame too. You want to make sure you get one with the aluminum frame because that's a lot more sturdy, you know.
Do
Because
they
think
make them
about it,
without aluminum frames anymore?
the low cheap ends, they've been around. Depends on what year it is and stuff like that. But yeah, but those those frames will bust. I mean, I personally owned one that had crud. We talked about the back wall fell off, and that was a that was kind of that was a mid tier one, but not the high mid. And
Yeah,
the wood frame busted, and it was never attached to the whole frame. So yeah, just do your homework, do your due diligence, and like I said, get an inspection.
get an inspection. Yeah,
That's worth it. And those inspections, people think, oh my goodness, um, it can be anywhere from 250 for a low end to 1,000. Like $1,200 for the higher end inspection. But at least there you got peace of mind, and then you can address those issues that are found.
yeah, yeah. Good advice. Okay, is it safe to leave my crock pot plugged in at the camper while I'm gone for the day?
But I'm not gonna say have a surge protector camera. I've left mine on, but it just depends. I mean, as long as you have a surge protector on the outside and that, I'm not gonna say it's a personal preference again. But do I do it? Yes, I leave my crock pot on low. But I keep a camera on so I can see what's going on in my camper.
If that
And
thing
no,
started to burn down, you wouldn't even have time to put your
no,
phone
no,
down
no,
before it would be
but I
gone.
got I got my neighbors though. I got my neighbors. Open my door and there's my cats. But it's personal preference. Do I do it? I do it. Does it mean it's 100% safe? It, you know,
Probably not.
who knows? I'm not going to leave it like for 8 to 12 hours a day. No, I mean, if I'm stepping out for an hour, I feel safe.
I always
And
use my crock pot outside because I don't like the steam and stuff it does on the inside anyway. So,
I actually just bought. We just got one of those XXL bicycle holders. The tent. And you can put your tent out and you can put your table in there. And people put their cooking stuff out there. So you could put your crock pot out there and pull it away, and actually
that's,
plug into the pole.
oh, yeah, that's a great idea. I don't think I ever did that, but that's probably a better idea than plugging into your
That's a lot
RV.
safer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. We have one more question. Has everybody done their thumbs up? If you haven't done your thumbs up, do your thumbs up. Okay.
I did.
All right. You do it. Um, I recently struck an overhanging branch with my camper. I think it didn't hurt the camper enough except to cause a very small leak at the seal on the front roof. What is the best thing to use to seal it?
Well, you can put some of that self-leveling caulk up there, seal it, but you want to make sure there's some Durabond that you can put tape on also that sticks. Make sure you if you do that, put the caulking around the edges so the water doesn't seep back in. You can also go in and seal that and then coat the whole roof with a silicone that you can get at Henry's, I think is the name of it, that you can get at Lowe's or at Home Depot, and you can roll that on, and that'll seal the whole roof again. But you want to make sure you do address that. If
Yeah,
you don't
you'll
know,
have
you can always,
trouble.
yeah, because water intrusion, water is the worst enemy that we have
Yeah.
is RVers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's Lori's information scrolling down below. And you can contact her there if you need an RV tech. She's in Brownsville, Texas right now and heading off to where in Pennsylvania at end of April?
We're going to be in the Poconos. So up by,
Ooh.
yeah, right in the corner of New York, PA, and New Jersey.
Oh,
So,
beautiful.
yeah,
So if
yeah.
you're up there and you need some help from an RV tech, Lori will be available. And wow, I hope we're going to continue these even when you're gone up there because I think it's really helpful for people.
It helps me, keeps me on my toes too. I like the questions. So, appreciate
Well,
it.
yeah. Well, this is great. I really enjoy our talks. It keeps me on track. So it makes me have to actually do some work at least once a week or so. So that's it. That's the questions today. I hope everybody enjoyed that. This is our first live. We're so excited to have done it, and it really wasn't that bad, was it, Lori?
Well, we'll talk about it later. I'm working on it, guys. I'm working on it. I'm kind
Oh,
of a shy. I can be shy sometimes. So
no, you're doing great. But thank you so
thank you.
much for being here. It's really, really, really helpful to me, and I hope to everybody else.
It's my
Let's
pleasure.
see. I guess that's it. That's it. All we need to say is goodbye. Happy trails, happy camping, happy life. Bye-bye.
Safe
See
travels.
you. Bye-bye, Laurie.
Bye bye. Bye.
Yay!